Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. Welcome to our viewers and our listeners. Come on in. Come on, join us right here.
Wait a minute now. Wait a minute. I need Ruth to do that again. Because I missed a little part of that. But boom, 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 boom.
Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining us. You have tuned in to Authors Up right here on ALH Broadcasting, and we've got a good show planned for you tonight. As you see, we're missing our compadre again. That Ruth Griffin is off traveling. She is off
telling you
this time, but we hope that we had an author from there, and I hope that Ruth had an opportunity to connect with her. She brought us a book on the Luxpreneur, and
that would be really great if she did that.
I hope that she has had a chance to join her. But you see who is here. Over here.
We here with the new logo. Look.
Our buddy Queen Victoria is in the house, and we say good evening to her. Hey, Queen, how you doing?
I'm fine. How are you this evening, darling?
I am well. Good. I have no need to complain. I see that Linda has joined us this evening.
Hey, Linda.
Hey, Linda. Oh, she's ready for a good show. I know that I am. This is our book review episode, if I can put it that way. And we're going to talk about a book that we read, and we hope that some of you have read it as well and will join in the discussion. But for right now, we're going to start like we always do, and we're going to start with our week in review. And Victoria, why don't you go first?
Surely. I thought for a second, how did we start out doing that? Did we do that from the very first show?
Doing the week in review?
Yeah. Was it from the very first show?
I don't know. And the funny thing about it is I don't remember what we did before that.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
I have no idea what we did before that.
That was my thought. Like, have we always done the week review? But anyway.
I don't think we started out with it. And I think it changed somewhere when we went into
from the
video.
Radio to live?
Okay. When we switched over. I think
that makes sense, but it just seems like we've been doing this for so long. It's almost like we did it from the very beginning. But all right,
we did. That's a research project. I want to go back now and find out when and why we did start that.
Sometimes I just get random thoughts and just speak out loud. But anyway,
that's a good random thought. That's not a bad random thought, though.
But my week was pretty good, and I have to always do PSA for health. I had a dentist appointment on Wednesday, and I've been, as much as good evening, Nakayeta, as much as I advocate, go get your mammograms, go get your yearly checkups, all that. I have been avoiding the dentist like I had plaque. And I have some. However, I'm happy to report that I have no cavities. But it's really, really important that we get our teeth checked as well, because we don't want the bacteria to form under our gums, and bacteria, if it gets into the system, could cause infections other places. So we have to take care of our teeth. And I don't want you to, you know how you see those little memes like um Bob does this or Bob does that. Be like Bob. Don't be like Victoria. Go get your mouth checked too. So I do have to have a little work done. I have to have a deep cleaning, but everything is mostly okay. No cavities. I think I have to have a crown, but some he wanted me to do crowns for cosmetic because some of my teeth have turned over the years, whatever the case may be. And but I'm not getting braces at 60 something years old. I'm not doing that. So I don't even know if I'm gonna get the crowns done, but I felt good to know that it wasn't as much bacteria built up as it could have been, because I've been doing some preventative things, making sure I floss, doing all I'm supposed to do. But go get your teeth checked too, please. And I kind of stayed on me until I got an appointment. So, when you got an accountability partner, I said, I kept telling her, I am going to get my teeth checked. I'm going to do it. And she waited a week or so. Did you make your dentist appointment? And she wasn't pushy. She just kept bringing it up.
She's just concerned.
Yes, yes. Finally, I said, you know what? I'm really tired of her asking me this question. Let me just go ahead and do it. But she was good knowing I had my appointment. So I had my appointment and it's done. Y'all go take care of your teeth. And I make everybody laugh when I say I only have 19 teeth left. Now, we're supposed to have 32, but I only have 19 left. And I need to take care of these 19. So I get keep.
You're so crazy.
And also last week happened something really good happened. My bike is here. My bike is here.
Yay!
My bike is all put together. It is in the living room. It got
Oh,
here. It got here yesterday, but then we had the big thunderstorm rain here, and it's been raining here today, so I could not go out and ride my bike. But it is here, and I didn't want to just show you a picture. I want to show you a picture of me on it. So I can't. I don't want to. I don't want to reveal it until I'm on it and I'm waving. It got a bell. It's like, ding, ding, ding.
don't do too much. The kids say you're doing too much. Don't do too much. Get on the
It's
bike.
got a basket in the
They
back.
have to put off the waving and all that. Ringing of the
Well, I
bell.
think I could wave with one hand and keep.
All right now.
I hear you. Don't do too much. But my bike is here. I got a lock for it. I don't want to put it out on the porch just yet. I'd be afraid somebody might steal my bike, or because we live on the first floor. And people watch, and even if I lock it, people could just bring a cutter and lock it. My bike be going, and my feelings be so hurt. So right now it's in the house, and I'm just excited to ride my bike. It's been a long time coming, but it's here, and I'm so excited.
That's
I
good.
guess I'm at the time in my life when I'm doing things I never thought I would do, and
Yep.
like I never thought I would get a tricycle. I never
Big
thought I would
girl
write
strike.
this. I never thought I'd write the stories that I'm writing, and it's just a good time that way. So I'm just, that was my week. So I'm good. I'm good. How about
That's
you?
good. I medical things are at the continue to be at the top of my
Okay.
list. Uh, Dental things being
I'm getting ready to say, you writing down, make an appointment with the dentist?
dental things are on my list, but
Okay. Okay.
I will admit that it's going to be on my list for a while.
Okay.
Uh,
All right.
but it's there. I'm
Okay.
not in
Good.
denial.
All right. All right. I was, but
It's
it's
there,
okay.
and I know I have to go, and I know I am in the lot of work categories, so
Okay.
I know it's something I have to do. I did do doctor's things
Okay.
last week, and I have a lot of work to do.
Oh,
Um,
Patty.
and I am this book that we're talking about tonight is right on time,
Yeah,
um,
yeah.
because there's some habits that I definitely have to change, and things that I have to do differently. But I am going to, I need to find, or I at least now have an appointment to get a new cardiologist, which I
Okay.
needed. So in the very near future, I will be going for my cardiology appointment.
Well, that's good.
So I
Just make
can
sure the ticker
get,
is doing what it's
get my
supposed to
ticker,
do.
get my ticker right, and then I'll figure out which direction I want to move in on the list, whether I want
Okay.
to up the list or down the list with all the other things
I
that
know
are.
it can be overwhelming. It can be overwhelming, but I guess you have to do what's most important first, you know?
Yep, yep. We got to do that. We got to do that. And the other thing that happened last week is that I started a 12-week Bible study, and Victoria's in that, and one of our listeners is in that as well.
Yes, we did.
Thoroughly enjoyed it. Our first session was this past Saturday, and
Yes.
it's about seeking Him and just
Yes.
getting to closer to God and having a personal revival. And it really was exactly uh, what I think I needed to do, because I
Me
had
too.
been talking to myself
Mhm.
about,
Mhm. Mhm.
my relationship with Him, and
Yes.
things that I wanted to do or get back to or whatever.
Right.
So that was good. That was good, and it was refreshing. And um, I, I've, I'm glad. I'm glad
Me
that I
too.
started it, and it's going to be quite a journey. I believe it's going to be quite a journey. And I thought about it, just as I'm sitting here, I'm thinking about the fact that 12 weeks
Yeah.
seems like a long time. But then I think about, what other things do I do every day?
Yes.
you know
Yes.
that are just a part of my daily routine. Like I had
Right.
said, me three, yes,
Right.
Nike is
Right.
in that study group as well. But there are things that we do every day,
Right. That
and
we don't even think about as a
just
habit. Right.
that's like our book is talking about,
Yes.
just things that we do every day, and we don't even think about it. We've assigned it to our lives, and we just go on with it. And this is something that I want to assign to my life. I don't think I ever want to stop seeking and searching and doing those things. So it was a good week. It was a good week of starts.
Yes, I
Uh,
think so too. Yes.
some things
I agree. I
got
agree.
some things started. So that is where we are with that. But tonight we don't have the author with us tonight, but we have
Right.
the work of a very good author named James Clear. And the book that we are attacking tonight is Atomic Habits.
I was going to ask you, do you have your book? Because I listened
Yes,
on Audible. Ruth would be so proud. I listened to the book on Audible. Yes.
Atomic Habits, Atomic
Atomic
Habits.
Habit.
And I don't know, Nikayada, if you had an opportunity to get your book or listen to it on Audible, please be sure and chime in. But it's
Yes.
about tiny changes and remarkable results, an easy and proven way to build good habits and break bad ones. And before we start talking about the book, Victoria, have you ever have you been in this place where there was something that there was just a habit that you wanted to break, that you thought about and said, I'm gonna change this. I'm gonna change
Yes.
this.
Yes. Yes. Um, biting my nails. Biting my nails.
Really?
Yes, I have been a nail biter my entire life. I've done it as far back as I can remember as a child. I didn't actually like it, right? Because I didn't like the way my hands looked um, when I looked at the other girl's hands, and
Mhm.
but it just seemed like it was a comfort thing for me, and I could not control it. My mother used to put I know you're gonna remember this when I say it. My mother used to put mercurochrome on my fingers to get me. And if anybody out there knows what mercurochrome is, it is very nasty, and it's like a medicinal thing. Like if you had a little cut, they would put the mercurochrome on your fingers, and it was red. And
Mhm.
she tried mercurochrome, thought that would embarrass me. It did not work. I would suck off the mercurochrome and still bite. So it just was. I don't know. It was just I've done it in my all through my adulthood, and
Well,
about 3 years ago, my sister, I went to visit her, maybe 2 years, maybe 2 years or 3 years. I went to visit my sister, and she said, "Well, let me get your nails done for you." And I said, "Okay." I said, "You know what, sis? You're going to invest in me like this. I'm going to take this as my jump off point to not buy my nails." And so she did that for me, and I kept up my nails for a long, long time. And then I didn't have the money to do another fill in. So, they broke. But, and I may have bitten a little bit, but then I said, I don't like this. I like when my nails look nice. I'm in a professional setting at work. This is just not cool to still be this old and biting my nails. So I have successfully not bitten my nails for a good while, and I even got them done. These are my nails now. I'm so proud, y'all. I'm so proud. These are my nails. They're not the longest. They're not the longest, but they are mine. I don't know if you can hear that. They're mine.
they are yours. They
So
are
yeah,
yours.
that was a habit that I wish I had this book to kind of help me with, so I can see what I associated nail biting with. All I know is it's a comfort thing. It's just a comfort thing to tear that nail off and put it in your mouth. And I know it's not the best habit, but I don't know. I don't know. But I think I've successfully gotten over it. I really have. I've changed that habit.
Mhm, mhm.
What about
Nakai
you?
said that she listened to the book.
Book.
Nakai, I'm going to ask you to put in the comment section what you thought of it. Was it a book that you enjoyed? And just as we go along, whatever questions we are asking each other, if you would chime in, if you have a response to that particular question, then please feel free to go ahead and do that. Victoria, you were not the only nail biter. When I was young, I used to bite my nails too.
Really?
Mhm, mhm. But
Thank
and
you. Thank you, cuz.
I don't know what made me stop really,
Oh
because it certainly
wow.
wasn't anybody blessing me to have my nails done. I know it wasn't that, but but it was something. But I remember my and this is not my habit, but it was my grandson's habit. He would open uh, paper clips,
Okay.
and he would rub them up against his lip or his chin or with something. I could always tell where he had been
Because you can
because
see the
he would
paperclip trip.
put an open paper clip somewhere. And it used to drive me crazy. It didn't seem to bother him, but it drove me crazy. I was like, why do you do that? Why don't you stop doing that? And I don't think it bothered. Well, I know it didn't bother him, but I don't think he gave any thought to it,
Yeah. Yeah.
being a
Yeah.
habit or being a bad habit or anything like that. But he would do it, and I would clean up, and I would go around, and I'd go, there's another paper clip
Paperclip.
on the Lord,
Wow. Why do we
I
do
don't
things
know.
like that? Why do we have habits like that? I don't know. I don't know.
I don't know, and I don't know why it bothered me so bad.
Yeah, yeah. Because you
But
had to clean up all them paper clips. A perfectly good paper clip that could be used for something. You know how it was. I
I
could have
know,
used that paper clip.
what do you get out of this? What is this doing for you? that you gotta, that you do that all the time. But that was his thing.
Well, what
I
about you?
have
Anything
I've
you
got
want to share?
a lot of current habits that
Okay.
I want to break. I want to break my TV habit.
Right. Right.
I want to get back into uh,
Mm-hmm.
the habits that are good for my
Yes.
health
Yes.
hap, health habits
Yeah, I
that
agree.
I'm doing. And I remember when you and I had decided that we were going to pay more attention to our diet and exercise, and we were accountability partners for
Yeah.
that. And
Yeah.
you had found some exercises on TV, and we were doing walking down your blood sugar, and did
Yeah.
that for a while. And I remember how proud I was because I had found a
Yeah.
chair Tai
Yes.
Chi uh,
Yes.
program, and I was getting up and I was doing the bird and whatever else I had to do and loving it. And then it stopped.
Yeah. It stops.
Then it
Yeah.
stopped.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm
Atomic
still drinking my water.
Atomic Habits is a book that will keep you from stopping. And when
Exactly.
you do stop, it will help you get back on track. And it's
Right.
not difficult. That's what I found. It the things in the book and the way that he has it outlined in terms of the choices that we make and the different
Mm-hmm.
patterns that he has laid out. Um, it's not that it's a difficult thing to do, but you have to do it. You have to want to do it. And I think that therein is the first step to change is that you got to
Yeah.
want to do it. And there's an amount of work that you got to put in to make it happen.
Right. Did
And
you
what,
see what Nakayeta said?
no, let me see here. You want to put it up on the screen?
Okay, I can. Yes. 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 Yes.
Really thinks this book helped me to understand the reason why I don't leave it alone. Why most of us can break some bad habits and how bad habits can be destructive to us.
Yes.
And you know what, Night Kayetta, it's a funny thing because I smoked for a number of years. Well,
Wow.
alone, I can't even say a number of years. I smoked forever, forever.
Wow.
And I was talking to somebody the other day, and we were talking with somebody that we had seen smoking, and I said, I don't. People sometimes don't smoke as much as they think they do. I didn't smoke
Mm.
as much as I thought. I burned.
Oh, okay.
I would light the cigarette, but cigarette would sit there,
Oh,
for
okay.
whatever I was doing. So
I just
sometimes
can't imagine you with a cigarette and
no,
puffing.
nobody can. Nobody. When I
No.
tell people that they're like, no, no, not you. But I did, and I got up to 2 packs a day.
Wow.
And I was the person in the rain. I see people now with an umbrella outside smoking a cigarette, and I go, how
Yeah.
foolish is that? But I was
Right.
that person.
Okay. Okay.
I
Okay.
was out
What
there.
was your brand? What was your brand? What you like?
Cool ultralight.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Cool
Okay.
ultralight, and sometimes I would smoke Newport.
I
But
tried to
Cool
smoke.
ultralight was my brand of
I
choice. Now,
choked
here's
myself so bad I couldn't take the second puff.
oh, now to tell you about feeling bad, and this is a habit story.
Yeah.
Because when I had cancer, I was
Mm.
diagnosed with cancer. Cervical cancer, one of the things that it tends to do is travel to your lungs.
Oh, wow.
So, right before I got ready to have surgery, the pre op individual, I don't know whether it was a nurse or not, said to me, "Are they going to operate on your lungs as well?"
Oh,
I did just what you did, Victoria. I went, "What? What?
oh,
Pardon me? What are we talking about?" And
right.
there was, he kind of looked at me because he knew he had said too much. And
Okay.
he said, "Let me find a surgeon and, he'll talk to you." And he did. And I talked to the surgeon. They had to do a test first, a
Mm-hmm.
very unpleasant test,
Oh,
to
boy.
take a sample, tissue sample, to determine
Mm.
whether they were going to do surgery on my lungs or not.
Wow.
So they did. But my and that's a whole different journey on a whole different day. And I don't
Okay.
think I've ever shared that, but
Mm-mm.
when I was smoking for that period of time, because I was diagnosed in early spring, like
Okay.
April or something like that, because it was just before Lynn's high school graduation.
Oh, wow.
And I told the doctor, we have worked too hard for her to graduate, for me not to be there.
How
So
about that? Right, right.
we're going to have to put off everything else because I'm going to see my daughter walk. And
Yes.
I was determined to do that. And between that time and I went back to work in November, I did not, of course, I didn't smoke. I didn't, I
Right.
put them down, and when I went for my post-op checkup, and the doctor was real, pleased with my scar.
Right.
He
Right.
cared more about that than anything. I said, "Tell me about my lungs," and he said, "Oh, they're clear. They're clear. You're good."
Wonderful.
I went right downstairs
Oh,
to the store and bought a carton
oh,
of
wow.
electrolytes. And I did it because I was thinking about what you said. Somebody had told me that if you stay off of cigarettes for a while, when you go back and try to smoke one, you're going to get sick. You're going to think they're nasty. You're going to do this whole thing, this whole
That's
thing.
what happened?
And I went down and lit up and felt just fine. I was back on that train, that cigarette train, just like
Wow. What made
but
you stop?
what because I had a conversation with God, or God had a conversation
Okay.
with me,
Okay. Okay.
and He said, "You ask me for many things,
My, my,
but you
my.
will not do the one thing that you promised me that you would do," and that was smoking. Because I was always negotiating. Well, I'll just have one after dinner. I'll
Oh my
just
God.
I'll have one in the morning.
Wow. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Negotiating, going back and forth, promises that I never kept. But what I discovered, and I shared this with somebody, and it is kind of along the formulas that are in Atomic Habits,
Yes.
because I used to pray about not smoking,
Mm-hmm.
but what I prayed this time was for him to remove the desire.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
And
Wow.
I haven't smoked since, and that's been years ago. And I think I may have had one cigarette at a time that something
Wow.
chaotic was happening in my life. But
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
I mean, just like that,
That is
just
wonderful.
like that, I didn't, I never smoked again. So there are some habits, some addictive habits,
Yes.
um,
Yes.
that can be broken. that can be broken. We don't have to be bound by some things that have, really had us in bondage and had us tied up for a
But
very,
I
very
want
long time.
I want to stop here for a moment because like we have Nikayetta listening, and I know she's asked God for that. She has asked God. I know she has, and she's
Mhm.
working on that. And it's wonderful that that happened for you, but it just doesn't happen like that for other people. But I also wanted to note that you were a believer then, right? You were still a believer and a
I
Christian,
went
correct?
to church. I went to
Okay.
church. Now, I will tell anybody, because I even have it in my bio, that
Mm-hmm.
my true relationship with God didn't happen until I moved here.
Oh wow. Wow. But I
I had,
guess that's what the point that I wanted to bring up is that we can be believers
mhm,
and we can have a relationship with Christ and still be trying to get these habits under
and
control.
still struggle. I mean,
Yes.
we
Yes.
still struggle. We still
Yes.
struggle.
Yes.
This is a good, um, and the reason that I brought that up is because sometimes this atomic habits outlines the cues, what they refer to as the cues.
Yes.
What's really making you have this habit that you have, and
Right.
what will it take for you to get away from that? What's the reward that you want? Where is that piece coming from? And for me, it was wanting to please him.
Okay. Okay.
And that's not saying that other people don't. That's not
Yes.
saying that other people
Right.
don't try. But I was coming against the act when I should have been coming against the mental piece,
Okay.
which was
Okay.
that desire. Once the desire was removed, I could be anywhere with anybody, and smoking didn't bother me. But it also made me aware of the fact that what an awful habit it was,
Right.
because for
Right.
the first time I actually smelled it.
Oh
Because
wow.
until that time, when you smoke a lot, you don't even smell it. I mean, I
Right.
did, you know,
Easy.
and I would think, oh, this is awful. My kids would encourage me, you know, mommy, stop smoking, grandma, please stop smoking, and I'd make agreements with them too. Okay, I'm only gonna didn't help. Didn't help. It
You
didn't
know,
help.
Elder,
And I
this is
ever
really
said I'm praying for God to take the taste out of my mouth and asking for an answer. I'm trying to go to smoking cessation classes. Those
right.
classes do work for some people.
And look what
They,
Serena says.
but she said, thank you, Elder, for bringing that up. I struggle with that habit, and I will keep praying for God to take away that desire. It
Amen.
never think that it can't happen.
Oh my gosh.
It really, really can. Uh, I started, when you want to be a big girl,
Yeah, yeah,
was
yeah.
a city park near my house. And when I was about 12 years old, we'd sneak to the city park and smoke. I didn't know anything about smoking. I didn't know what I was doing. I was 12 years old, but that's where I started. Then I
Wow.
had a job. I worked at the post office, and the only time you could take a break other than a scheduled break was if you were a smoker.
Mm-hmm.
So my smoking increased because that work at the post office was about to kill you, girl. I
Right, right.
never worked so hard in my whole life. I
Yeah,
went
I've
home
heard
and
people
cried
say
one
that about the post office. Hey
day.
Leah. Hey Leah. Leah's saying hey to us. Hey Leah, how you doing?
Hey, Leah, I,
Oh my
I mean,
God.
I went home and cried one day and told my dad, told my father, I'm not supposed to work this hard. This is not, this is not my life. This can't be. But my smoking picked up then. So there were different things that triggered me
Right.
to increase, which had nothing to do with the enjoyment of smoking. Didn't have anything to do with that. It wasn't that kind of craving, because they mentioned
Yeah,
craving.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
it wasn't that. It was for other reasons, for other reasons that I would do it. But everybody, I believe, has that trigger.
yeah,
And I think
yeah,
it's different for everybody. Serena says, I know I can't. I had stopped for some years and things happened. My mom passed, I became weak and started again. I've been on and off for years. However, I am still a work in progress. And you
yeah,
will win this. This is a
yeah.
battle. Serena, I'm telling you, this is a battle you're going to win. Nikaeta, it is a battle that you're going to win. And you're going to find yourself saying, boy, what took me so long to
Right,
do
right.
this? What took me so long to break this habit? And this is a good book
It
to help
is.
you along. I
Right.
have met many people and talked with many people who have spent many dollars in different classes, in different programs, in different sessions, trying to quit that habit. But I tell you, when you look at the way they lay things out in Atomic Habits, and you really search why you're doing what you're doing, it gets
Yes.
easier, and it is one day at a time. It is
Yes.
one day
Yes.
at
Yes.
a time, until you look around one day and it's been a week.
Yeah.
Then you look
Yeah.
around and it's been a month. Then
Right.
it's been 2 months. Then it's been three. But sometimes you got to get up on Monday and say, today, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to have a cigarette. And at the end of the day, you're going to thank him that you didn't. And the next day, whew, I didn't have a cigarette yesterday. See
Yeah.
how I'm going to do today. What am I going to do today? And
I'm
it will help you. It will help you.
now I'm definitely going to say get the book for this one. I'm going to read just a little bit from you summarize some things, and I want to read this so we could all understand what we're talking about. And this is from the book Atomic Habits. It tells us what a habit is. A habit is a behavior that has been repeated enough times to become automatic. And then the book talks about cues that happen. A cue will trigger your brain to initiate the behavior. And it also talks about in the cues, your brain will pick up on the cues that predict certain outcomes unconsciously. And when habits are automatic, we stop paying attention to what we're doing. The
Mhm.
process of behavior change starts with awareness. So the book will take you through like taking a habit and thinking about why do I do this? And when I do X, so and so happens. And it really talks about that. And I watched myself one day last week. I got upset at something at work. And as soon as I got upset, I noticed that I couldn't like calm down. I went and got a bag of potato chips and felt better. So I noticed that when I stress, I eat things that are not good for me.
Emotional eating.
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes, 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 yes.
Yeah. And this is so it's just uncanny. We For those of you who are with us frequently, Nikaida said she tried acupuncture patches and gum and even cold turkey. It's not easy. Nope, it's not.
Right,
I don't want anybody to think that it is. It is not easy, but I
right.
will tell you it's possible.
Amen.
And as
Amen.
long as you know that it's possible, you
Yeah.
can overcome.
Yeah, it's
You can
possible for me
overcome.
to leave them chips alone too, right? Oh God.
There are a lot of things, and it is really funny, because what you all don't know that is we come on the air at least 30 minutes before the program, and we talk about what we're going to talk about. We talk
Right.
about questions we're going to ask if we have an author on, and all of those kinds of things.
And we pray.
Nowhere when we discuss tonight, and we talked about, okay, how are we going to do this, because it's not like a story. that we
Yeah.
tell, where we talk about characters and we talk about the author's background and the writing journey and all of that. But we don't have any of that for tonight. So, what are we
Yeah.
going to talk about? Nowhere in the discussion did our habits come up. No, nowhere in the
Nail
discussion.
biting or smoking or eating, overeating. We did not talk about that tonight. So this has been
Neither.
very candid and open and transparent for
Yeah,
us tonight.
and I want you all to know that it's nothing to. I've never been afraid to tell anybody that I was a smoker. It just had never come up, and but there are people that I years ago had talked to about my journey with this
Mm-hmm.
habit, and that still will tell me today how much it helped them and how much they appreciated that. And that's not to pat myself on the back or wave any flags, but I just want you to know, to be encouraged,
Yes.
because there's some people that are struggling with addictive behaviors. Some it's
Yes.
tobacco, some it's alcohol, some, I
Right.
mean, there are a lot of things. And is it easy? Mm-mm. It's not easy. But I tell you, when you get the book and you begin to understand why
Yes.
some of the behaviors are what they are, you can take the baby steps necessary to change.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
when you and in the things that you mentioned, and like I had, and I'm not saying this to come against you or whatever you have tried or anybody else, and I thank you for being transparent. But you said you tried acupuncture, patches, gum, even cold turkey. And except for cold turkey, we seem to always look for something else, something
Yes.
outside of ourselves to
Right.
help us with whatever the issue is. I'm going to go get that shot, or I'm going to go get this, or I'm going to have this. Well, I'm now dependent on that. That's now replaced whatever it was. And that's why for me it was so easy to return, because I hadn't done anything about my behavior. I hadn't done anything about my thought process where smoking was concerned. When that doctor said, "Oh, your lungs are great," reward, lungs good, check that off. Down the elevator I went with my happy
So
stupid
I could go and smoke since my lungs are clear.
I can do this. Oh, this is wonderful. And it was how fast I went back uh, to the behavior was incredible. But what I used as a reason for not doing it was not there anymore. The reward piece
Yes.
was my health. I cannot smoke because I need to stay healthy. I cannot smoke because I want my lungs to be okay. Well, when that
Yes.
was taken away and my lungs were good and I was fine, everything, there was nothing to stop the behavior anymore.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I went right back to it. But atomic habits can help with that.
Yes.
I'm not saying atomic habits is the answer, but I am saying that what
Can
is
help.
laid out in this book can help you a little bit at a time to have remarkable results in breaking habits and replacing them with better ones. And it
Yes.
can happen. I applaud you, Nikayela. I applaud you, Serena, for trying,
Yeah.
for staying at it, for
Yep.
keeping at it, for being determined not to give up. And
Yes.
one of these days, we're going to get a note from both of you, and it's going to say, huh,
I
what?
did it.
Not me.
Amen. Amen. Oh, I'm just so grateful tonight for this show because sometimes we need to step outside of what we normally do. And it has been a pleasure for me tonight to hear from you, Elder, and to hear from our guests. who watch the show and for them to chime in and because we all struggle with something. I am really struggling with not eating so much Twizzlers,
This
Twizzlers and
something.
chips. And
Kayetta said, I think I use those processes because I still have those cravings, and those cravings were kicking my butt. Well, guess
yeah,
what, girl?
yeah,
You go
yeah.
back and you listen, because one thing they talk about in Atomic Habits is those cravings,
Yes,
the
yes,
cue, the craving, the response, and the reward. You're going to
yes,
do it. You're
yep.
gonna do it. I know you are. I got that kind of faith in you. I just believe that when when we are determined to do
Yes.
a thing, we're gonna make it happen. We are. We are. We're gonna make
Linda
it
said Twizzlers are addictive, honey.
happen. She would know. Now, how would
And
she
I think I
know?
used the Twizzlers to replace, something else, but now I'm eating too much Twizzlers. It's ridiculous.
This has. I tell you, it is a show that took a different turn.
Yeah, yeah.
It took a different turn. We weren't.
Oh, let's see what Serena said real quick. Well, thank you, Elder, because so many people talk about how easy it was for them to quit. And for me, it's not as easy, but I will continue to work towards stopping for good and replacing it with something positive. Exactly.
And you
Exactly.
will, and you will, Serene.
I
Every road is different.
yeah,
The struggle, the response, the craving, it's different for everybody. But
exactly.
I am glad to be able to say three words to you, and you put it in your affirmations, or you put it wherever it is. If you got to put post-it notes around the house, or post-it notes where you used to keep your pack of cigarettes, you put it there and you say, yes, I can.
Yes, I can. That's right. Yes, I
Yes, I
can.
can. I'm
Yes,
not
I
gonna
can.
pick. Am I gonna smoke this cigarette today? I'm not gonna be bothering that. Can I do it? Yes, I can. Can I stop this craving? Yes, I can. Yes, I can. Believe in you, ladies. Believe in you.
Yes, you
Boy,
can.
I tell you, well, God, I thank God for tonight and
Me too.
what He brought to the program tonight. I especially thank Serena and Nakayeta, and you, Victoria, for being willing to share your stories, great
And
or
I thank
small.
you too. I thank you too for being open enough. You have never said that on the air about
Hmm.
cigarettes, and just
I don't think I have.
for you, just you opening up. Look how our viewers opened up, and we all realized we have something in common. Maybe different struggles, but we all are struggling with something, and I
Yeah,
think that's why we are always here to help one another. And
yeah,
and we try to bring programming and books that will uplift and help. And Atomic Habits is definitely one of those books that will help you if you apply it. Get the book. Get the book for yourself. It's not even about the author, it is for you.
for you. Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, Victoria, why don't you tell everybody where they can find us? Because we got a one-stop shop now.
Ah, that's where you can really find us. AuthorsUpShow.com. We got a new logo. Woohoo. Look. Whoa, I do the matrix. We got a new logo. We got a new logo. We got a new website. We are we're authorsupshow.com. Let me take that back off, but that's where you can find us. We hope that you'll go look at the website, check it out, and let us know how you like it. Send us an email at authorsup@gmail.com. If you have comments about tonight's show, or if you want to recommend a book or an author, or you want to be on the show, send us an email there. Also, we are on. This show will be repeated this coming Saturday at 7 o'clock p.m. right here on ALH Broadcasting on Facebook. And here are our podcasts, wherever podcasts are. You can download it at Authors Up Show. I think that is about it. I think that's about it.
Think you got it, girl. I think you got it. I think you
I
got
think so. I think so. We thank you for being with us tonight.
it. So happy that you joined us. And if this is a program that you think may help someone else, like Victoria said, please be sure to share it with them and invite them to come back on Saturday and listen to the replay. You never know. You never, ever
Yes.
know. Everybody's got a story. Just
Yes.
depends on whether or not they're willing to
And
share
we
it
tell
and
it.
how
That's
they're
it.
willing to share it. So thank you for being with us. Come on back next week. I think next week we do have an author and a new book that we are going to talk about and share with you. Thank you, Serena. We love you. Thank you for being here tonight. And Nakayeta,
Yes,
you
ma'am.
and, and everybody else who joined in. We appreciate you because we couldn't do this without you. you
Exactly.
know, Victoria and I could sit here and talk to each other, but it'd be kind of pointless. But come
No,
on back next
we love our listeners and viewers, and
week.
we're so
Absolutely.
appreciative. We really are.
We sure do. We sure do. So that's it. And good night, Leah. I know you were out there somewhere. Thank you for being with us tonight as well. And that's it. And that's all. And Victoria, you're gonna take us out of here.
I'm gonna take us out. Good night, everybody. Good night, Ruth, wherever you are.
Yeah.
Good
Night,
night, my
Queen.
bronze girls. Bye.